I hope you guys can hear me properly. And before I start talking about this, I just want to apologize for all the vehicle noises that you hear outside. I can't really control it. It's kind of the place that I live, I guess. But yeah, I didn't really ask my friends' permission to record this video, and I'm not gonna disclose any details particularly about the whole, you know, thing that happened. But yeah, my friend's mom just passed away a few days ago, and you know, it happened all of it happened really sudden. I can tell you guys that I can tell you guys that it wasn't painful passing, you could say, and you know that guy. We haven't been really close lately. I have. He was my really close friend back in eighth, ninth, and 10th grade, and then after that I moved schools, and we kind of just grew apart, as most friendships do. But we still stayed in touch here and there. He did show up to my birthday a few times, and he even got me a PS4 controller because one of my two controllers weren't working, and it really meant a lot to me, because uh, I never gotten something like that for my birthday before from somebody who was not my family member. Like usually I saw my birthday as kind of like a reason to just get myself something expensive. But even if a PS4 controller isn't that expensive, it's still pretty much more costly than anything I've ever gotten, to be honest. And anybody who's ever given me something, it's always meant a lot to me. But him and one of my other friends, whose sister also passed away, but I guess that's a discussion for a different day. Um, they got me that PS4 controller, and it really meant a lot to me, to be honest, because I've never really gotten gifts, as I said, that expensive from people who aren't my family members, but they were close to me. His mom passed away, and I feel really bad for the guy. I am supposed to meet him next week, to catch up and talk about stuff. And I just hope that, you know, he'll be okay by then. I mean, he's been through shit as well. I, back in, quarantine, lockdown, COVID, whatever you want to call it, I usually hung out with him mostly before I got into Discord, which again is another story, I guess. But this guy, he used to be my, I mean, he still is actually. But back then we were much closer, so I guess it's more appropriate to say that back then he was my best friend. We would play Free Fire together, stupid, crazy, cheap ass game. We would play Free Fire together and a variety of other games as well. Before I think 2019 November or 2020 November. I don't remember. I forget. But yeah, we used to play lots of games together. And sometimes you would just be on call and just doing our own things. I would be playing something, he would be playing something, and we'd just be talking. He meant a lot to me. And back then I wasn't in right state of mind. I had just moved to wherever I am right now, and I didn't have that many friends. And he was one of my only friends whom I considered a cool person. The both of us weren't really sporty people. Neither were we studious as well. And he would, you know, we both would sit in the corner and talk about our own silly stuff and just joke around, I guess. It was really fun hanging out with that guy. He was the most chillest guy in class, to be honest. Everyone back in eighth grade, they were all very aggressive people and stuff, and they would be running around playing, playing, hitting each other and stuff. But him, he wasn't much of a guy who, you know, chase people or hit people, although he didn't hesitate to when given the chance. Yeah, he spent so much time with me. I remember lots of times where we were just laughing, you know. You were just There's this one time we were laughing about this one stupid Eminem clip, and we just sat there and laughed for like 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes straight. I don't know, man. He didn't deserve that, that's for sure. I don't know how he's doing right now, to be honest. I'm just waiting for next week to come around so that I can actually reach out to him and meet him, I guess, under any circumstances. Every circumstance, whatever. I used to open up to him about lots of stuff, in life. Like things that I used to wonder about, depression and whatnot. And he used to listen. He didn't understand much of it, because he didn't really he wasn't going through the same thing that I was going through, and that's fine. You can't really empathize with people, but you can at least sympathize with them. And he was there for me. He didn't understand, but he was there. He did his best to understand. He's a really close friend to me, bro, and he still is. Not only did we play Free Fire together, we've also played PUBG together as well, and it was really something. It was really really something. I miss those days, days where we were able to just hop on the game every single night without caring about the studies we used to have. I'm sorry about the background noise again. I'm pretty sure it's not appropriate for the mood and probably pretty much ruining it, but this is the best condition I can record under. But yeah, he was. I don't know why I'm talking about him like he's the one who passed away, but it's just that he's he's one of my best friend, bro. I guess that's what I can say about it. I don't quite know how to express how I feel when it comes to something like this because it really happened out of the blue. I I didn't expect it to happen, and he was the last person I'd expected to happen to. But that was that, It happened so fast, and I'll try my best to be there for him. He was one of my only friends. I mean, after moving to this place, right from where I was previously, the friends that I had back there, I mean, they still reached out to me here and there, but they weren't really that. They weren't that consistent with it, you could say. I mean, everyone has their own life, so I kind of understand it, but I felt lonely, and it took a while to find this guy whom I'm talking about right now. Um, it took a while for me to befriend him. I didn't know him at first, but then I did, and we got really close together. We weren't even close at first. I mean, in class we were, but when it came to stuff like games and stuff, he used to play with our other classmates, and that's fair. I wasn't that good of a player. And then he quit Free Fire and he moved on to other stuff, and it was during that time, I mean, even around that time, I guess. Um, we just played a number of games together. He got back into Free Fire. He quit it again, and yeah, Among Us we've also played together. I hope he's, I hope he'll, you know, get better soon. I can't imagine what he's going through right now. I don't even know what he's going through. He said he's gonna be at home for the next 2 weeks, and that's it's understandable. But yeah, I think he was the best friend you could ever ask for. In situations like mine, it's because of him I then gave in into the loneliness when I first came to this place. He's done a lot for me, basically. Yeah. Well, I guess that's kind of like I guess that's kind of what I have to say about this. Yeah.